Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I'm just getting things set up. Alright. Everything seems to be okay. That's closed. There, which is good. And on there. I think we're good to go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations, and the first one for this week. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Starting later than I wanted to, but it's just one of those days. Ugh. Anyway, we are going to see how much we can get done in today's part of the investigation, in Investigations 2, which is part of the collection. We are currently still looking into the stuff going on in the animal prison, and so far we've discovered that there was a secret tunnel in one of the cells which belonged to the boxer with the polar bear. He had apparently knocked out both Knight and the random guard, and stole their uniform or something to try and escape at some other time. He was going to escape at that point, but then things got in the way, so he went back, tried again. He almost escaped, but we managed to stop him before he did. And then, we had to have mind chess again with the priestess and the rookie. But yeah, we're going to see how much we can get done. I don't know if we're about to finish off today's case, but we shall find out. We might do. We might finish that next stream. I don't know, but we shall see. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. I want to get into it before it gets too late again. Hey, Raffatron. And we will finish and roll into what some consider to be the greatest case? I don't know. Maybe. Right. So I know that last time when I was talking about Hades, I said I was thinking about making a poll. I ended up not making one. It just ended up not happening. Why is the chat gone now? You should already be up. Whoops. Right, now let's see if it's showing up. Yep. Voice and sound, everything seems okay. Do let me know if I sound weird, because Windows has done an update apparently to its drivers, and I've seen reports about some people sounding robotic or weird, but it might only be headsets, so I'm using like an actual mic, so it might not affect it. But just let me know if it does, and I'll see if I can fix it. But yeah, everything seems to be okay. Let us do this. Continue. But how you doing, Raffatron? How's everyone doing? Hope you are well. Basketballs! Fishing rods? Made from bamboo. A very tiny bin. So small. And a giant stick. March 29th, 10:12 a.m. Prison yard. Here we all are. Here we are again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. Although this might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate. That is a marker cup. I know it's for like making the marks for like basketball or something on like fields or dirt, but like I've seen them look bigger than that. It looks really tiny. Like everything's a bit too wrong-sized. Judge Gavel's deduction yesterday. It's a flashback, so I can do whatever voice I want. Oh, that's another possibility one you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard, could the body not have entered the tunnel from there? In summary, the body must have been thrown down into the well and moved to the workshop. Because no one else can do things normally around here. At some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint? sprites to chibi. Yeah. Had Knight's body really been thrown down the well? The answer to that question will surely show us the way forward. But before we begin, I should tidy up my organizer a little. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. What counts as unnecessary, though? The chessboard's still here, so somehow this is going to pay an effect. It's funny that he just throws away evidence, and they've done this before, and they just know which one's like the important stuff. It's like, well, you already know the answer, clearly. Just tell us. I actually don't know what was thrown away. It's because it's been a week now. Let's see here. Huh? There's a cover on it. No, I can't see a cover. A dried out well slap bang in the middle of a prison. Figured it'd be locked. Well, luckily, I'm a master of unlocking. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Come on. Don't be such a stick in the mud. Whoa. What is it, Kay? The lock's broken. And from the looks of it, it's been broken for a long time. How can you tell that? Is there dust on it? If that's the case, then anyone could have thrown Knight's body down the well. Judge Cavell's theory was that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard, and then during the performance he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Milzarino? Plausible or not? Oh, why don't we see if Miss Sillis can help us out again? You'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was here and which way it went. Good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe. I need to, get my head back to thinking how he does his voice. Gumshoe, speaking. Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's 7 secret weapons to the rescue again, huh? I'm fairly sure Missile belongs to the precinct. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Call the Berry Big Circus and ask Miss Regina Berry to come down here with you. Yes, sir. I'll be there before you know it. Surely he would recognize her, because they were on the same case before. So, what should we do while we're waiting for Gummy? How about a quick game of hide-and-seek? Or hide-and-go-seek? Who says hide-and-go-seek? Everyone just says hide-and-seek. An idea, kiddo. But where exactly would we hide? He's not seriously considering it. Your game can wait, Kay. We need to call on one of your more practical skills. I think you know the one. Oh, you bet I do. One crime scene recreation coming up. Been a while since we used our thing. Huh? Say what now? Let me show you. Introducing a great thief's great secret weapon, Little Thief. Whoa! Screens appearing out of thin air? This is like some next level tech, sis. Or little sis. Oh, talk me through the deets. What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the simulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. We need to go over this because this is technically a new game. This is a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed it. She's probably had at most a talk with a few officers. Didn't have to be Gummy. I mean, I guess. But I mean, at the time, he would have been following Francisca around a lot. Or at least she was chasing him around with a tracker, from what I remember. How about I start us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? A good idea. That was when they were in the middle of tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the well then. Who knows? We may have overlooked something. What do you mean? I looked at it like twice. Not purely on purpose. Leave it to me. I'll lose the photo I took. You took a photo? Beepity boop beep boop. That's all the data. Just gotta pump the projection power to max and... Dark skies of evening when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh, they've updated how it works with that. Huh. Yipes! What is this? It's a recreation of how things were yesterday, modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. This gadget was a tool used by the original Yatagarasu, but they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. And maybe in the future we'll make our own technology like this, but maybe first we'll make something that's about emotion or something and belong to a traumatized young girl from a space station. Or, NASA. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, but keep in mind, it can only recreate what you tell it to. I can't simulate things it doesn't have for data, and if the data itself contains mistakes, then you'll wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on Kay's photo, so we shouldn't run into any problems. I like to think that in this case of Little, there, she's actually smart and is making those beep boots condescendingly. Yeah. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Prison yard. Don't forget, you can examine stuff in the recreation, just like in real life. You can also have present evidence to try and clear up any inconsistencies you find. Medicine or tech would already exist. Yeah, but it would have been in like a prototype stage at this point, right? They had the robots, but they didn't have like a full robot necklace for Athena until like everything happened. She had that weird headset though. Of course. Thank you for the reminder. Now let's take a look at that well. I want to look over here first. The Great Thief's great secret weapon. Color me intrigued, Milzerino. Not exactly by the book stuff though, yeah? Using Great Thief doodads in an official investigation? Whoa, enough with the death stares, Chief. I'm cool, okay? I can keep a secret. I'm cool, I'm hip, I can take drugs. Look, it's like, okay, you don't need to go that far. That was at minimum 5 years before this? Oh, well. I'd have to go check to be sure, but okay. Anything for the truth, am I right? It's possible that vital evidence has already been destroyed. Without Kay's reproduction of the scene, we have no hope of finding it. Oh, okay. Without Kay's reproduction of the scene, we have no hope of finding it. Hey, relax. Like I said, I'll just zip it and nod politely while you cats do your thing. Thank you. That would be very helpful. He's basically saying, yeah, thanks for shutting up. This pond is home to Warden Lagarde's beloved alligator. And look, those bones must be from her latest meal. I somewhat doubt an alligator could pick a carcass clean like that. You think? I got the feeling she was rather ladylike in her own way, actually. If you say so. Well, I do, and I've got 6 cents for these things. An interesting talent, though not one I in particular envy as of. 1 second. I have something in my eye. Also, I've been noticing my eye is sore for some reason when I touch it, but only like in the corner. I don't know if I like somehow poked myself or something another day before or what. I don't know, but it hurts. Right, elephant. What was the name of that drunk happy friend again? Azia the Asian elephant. That's important, is it? Okay, of course. Sorry. How can I forget? Not exactly inspired, though, is it? Was Miss Berry... I'm gonna have to drink. I don't know what I just swallowed. I just realized Kay is a whole 7 years older than Athena. Yeah, I mean, if she ever shows up again in a future game, she'd be in her late 20s at least. Not exactly inspired, though, is it? Was Miss Berry having an off day when she came up with it? It'd be kind of weird to bring her back and she'd be 27 if the trend holds. Oh my gosh, Mr. Edworth. Not in front of the poor elephant herself. I like to think she's acting for that part. A wicker basket, or rather a cart given the wheels. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race down a hill? Ooh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Where did any of that come from? And didn't we have this conversation before? This door appears to be locked. Want me to open it? Can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try. No, if we deem it necessary, we'll simply ask for the key. So they brought back a 28-year-old Maya. Yeah! I mean, I don't think it'd be weird. I think it'd be kind of cool. Show the progression of time. Edgeworth looks exactly the same, except he has glasses on. And Phoenix Wright became extremely buff. And he has like the little cowlick on his front now. This is the scene where Edgeworth outs himself, is it? No, if we deem it necessary, we'll simply ask for the key. Spoil sport, that could have been my chance to shine. You're free to shine somewhere else, but you'll not make an audience out of me. I refuse to be party of this. Yes, this is what the circus stage stood, or where the circus stage stood. You think people would be interested in a great thieving show? I'm sure the police would be very eager to attend. It's not like I would keep the stuff, Edgeworth. These chairs must have been used for the audience. Wow, I pity you ever had to put them all away. Except I like Maya. Really? Why? You clearly have never had to fold a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Not personally. I've told other people to do it, though. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. Ugh. I'll consider it. We should examine the area carefully. It may just hold the clue we need. The well was behind the stage, which means there aren't many people who could have thrown a knight's body down it during the show. This is looking worse and worse for Mr. Saint. It's a metal weight of some kind. It looks like weight. It weighs. The projection makes it a little tricky to read. Do you remember how heavy it was, Kay? How can you not read that? Sure, it was 30 pounds. Why does anyone need such a heavy weight for anyway? It doesn't seem related to the circus show at any rate. There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope lying on the ground. Kind of reminds me of the ropes we used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, Kay. What? I didn't even say anything yet. It seems I see it also has a metal stake attached to one end. Oh yeah, it looks like something you'd use to put up a tent. This is why he needs glasses. But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? Oh, whoops. I just wasn't on it exactly, I guess. What are a bunch of pulleys doing here? They don't seem to be, pulleys for lifting buckets. So, what do you think the stuff around the well was used for? I can't see of any of the animals needing them for the part of the performance. Probably to build the stage. Indeed. Nothing immediately strikes me as a likely purpose. I'll have to ask Miss Berry later. I suspect that's about all there is to find for now. Detective Gumshoe should be here soon. Kay, you can power down Mr. Thief now. Sure, prepare to return to normality. That was it? Okay, I was hoping to look at the window. Sorry, sir, I came as quick as I could. Dog. Dog not happy. Hey, speak of the devil. Detective, that was indeed impressively quick. You know me, sir. Did like to keep you waiting. Thanks for coming all this way too, Regina. No problem. This seemed way more fun than rehearsal, so I ditched them for the day. It's very much appreciated. Alright, Detective, let's get started with Missile. Yes, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, boy. What's the matter? Come on, boy, come on. What's wrong with him? Look like he's scared of something, sir. Alligator. Eek. Alligator. I guess he's not a fan, sir. Well, I doubt he'll be much of help to us to like this. Can Regina be the culprit so she gets death? Okay. Any other bright ideas, Milzerino? Yes, actually. Miss Berry, would you mind lending us a hand? Oh, I'd love to. Just tell me what you need. Do you want me to reteach Alice some tricks? I don't doubt she could do it, but... And nothing quite like that. I'd simply like an account of what the yard looked like during the show. I like the way this is going. You're thinking of using Little Thief again, am I right? If you'd be so kind. Did we really just make her put it away just to take it out again? Okay, I pulled up all the data that we just used, firing up the simulation. Suddenly, everything's different. Here you go. This is what the yard was look like during the show. The time at which the body was purported to have been thrown down the well. Oh wow, this is so amazing. It's like magic. No magic here, just sweet, sweet data. Feed them both to Ali. Which is why... the area behind the stage is missing. Yeah, Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up, so we don't have any data on what it was like back there. No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's all because I let Simeon do everything by himself, and I'm so weak and pathetic, and I can't do anything unless I'm told to, and then even when I can, I can't do it because I need another person to do it, and then get bitten by a tiger, and then I have to be put him in a coma, and then I make everything bad. Oh, whoa, Regina. I don't know what you're complaining about, but it's fine. Oh, no. It's all my Frilly Associates' fault. Objection, Fender. Anyway, we got a fresh simulation now, but we still have the other data too. I can switch back whenever you want the recreation of them taking down the stage. So we can examine the scene both during and after the show. And switch between the two at will. I can switch between recreations by using Y to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we? Simeon is wearing clown makeup, therefore he is the evil one. The chairs are lined up neatly for the show, although we don't know where. We know where there were a few empty seats during the performance. Huh? Something about the space, the way the seats are arranged. Reminds me of a karaoke contest I entered as a kid. You entered a karaoke contest? I sure did, and I came in second. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone source to shine the light of righteousness in the world's blight. Tell me you didn't actually sing that. I sure did. She did well to take second place. Or perhaps stole it is more apt. Or is it more that she failed to steal first place? I'm overthinking this. Don't say a word, sir. I know just what you're looking for. It's all written all over your face. It is. Missile may be temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. Oh, and if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I have that too. I've never seen him so excited. I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, Detective. As bad as it looks, sir. Poor little guy's getting out of his skin. I'd hoped to have him track the scent again, but that clearly isn't in the cards now. It's fine, doggy. I'm sure we'll get rid of the alligator soon. Did you come to visit the prison often, Regina? I sure do. I have so many friends here. It's wonderful. And they're all such sweeties, the old faces and the new. I want to go in prison so I can spend time with the animals. Maybe I should kill someone. On purpose this time, you know? I made a new friend only yesterday. Ali is just the cutest. Cute? That full-grown alligator lurking in the depths of the pond? Hey, alligators and crocodiles can be cute. You leave them alone. They sound like lasers. At least when they're small. Are you sure about that? Kind of worrying you could just walk up and then chomp, you know? Oh, don't be silly. She'd never do anything like that. Especially since she's not doing great. I heard she hasn't been herself since yesterday. So I'm so worried about her. You guys are worried too, right? Right? Yeah, totally. Super worried, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, super. Don't rope me into this. It would appear that we're missing some data from this point in time. Yep, that's about the size of it. You gotta go steal us some data. I don't steal data, Kay. I use logic and deduction to get what I need. The gummy tracks are sent, yeah. Well, I'm more of an act first, think later gal. Please don't add to my workload with your recklessness. I would hate to have to order your arrest. A story of forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Siri up there on the stage too. Oh, he was wonderful, the way he flew off that stage. Ah, yes, the scene. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. And you're saying the crime took place during that time? Roughly, how long would you say Mr. Saint was outstage for, Miss Berry? Let's see. I guess it was around 15 minutes? Just as Gavel said. Isn't it pretty hairy, health and safety-wise, to have an elephant fling a guy off the stage? No, Isaiah is very gentle. I'm not sure it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly. Too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him. But by the end, he was flying off that stage. Not because of Isaiah, though. Simeon had figured out some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't that amazing? A trick? Do you have any idea what kind of trick? Who, me? Oh no, it was Simeon's big thing. I wouldn't know where to start. It's using a pulley system, isn't it? Basically doing what Maximilian Galactica did. It's the pen that held Isaiah the Asian elephant. Now empty as the lady herself is on stage. Wonder how they got her in there in the first place. What do you mean? I just realized that's a very small thing to put an elephant in. Surely they'd be driven mad from the constriction. Well, the entrance to the yard is people-sized. And there's like a gazillion megawatts pumping through that fence. Kind of risky, no? Or not if one turned off the electricity. Yeah, but then all the prisoners would escape. Through an entrance blocked by an elephant? I think not. This is a real puzzler, all right. I need to give it some more thought. She seems to be enjoying the challenge. I'll leave her to it. You have to say, though, that the elephant itself probably wouldn't have done anything because it seems so kind or gentle. The basket was empty in the other recreation. Oh, yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took, too. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake when I was filling in you in earlier. Oh, that basket's for holding Isaiah's food, but on the morning of the show, all the apples that were in it had vanished. Poof. I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry. Disappearing apples. I should make a note of this. This pond is home to Warden Lagarde's beloved alligator. Those bones are from the last meal, or someone's carcass, so you can take out your dead to play. If you say so, well I do, and I do have sex sense. An interesting talent, though, not one particular real so. I don't know why it's making me look at this again. Now, that's one impressive fence. I'm sure I could climb it if I... Please don't. It's electrified. I wonder what's on the other side. The warden's office, I believe. I guess she likes to keep a close eye on her pets. Oh, I see it. Okay, I was like trying to figure out how this layout works, but the circle is where the well is, the line is the fence, and beyond that is the garden that the warden was probably talking about. It's just weird because it's like beyond the fence looks massive. I guess she likes to keep a close eye on her pets. This facility would probably function better as a zoo than a prison. Alright, let's try do some thinking. Here we go. The trick Mr. Sink performed for his big scene. Could it have something to do with all the items we found by the well? Kay, I'd like to have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday. Can you have Mr. Thief bring up the recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? You got it! 27th of the 3rd, 8 a.m. 28th of the 3rd. taken another look at these items. Could they not have been used for this trick of Mr. Saint's? Sounds plausible enough. Hey, I could maybe add it to the simulation? A good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details. Roger that, I'll be right back. Do you think he's just going to tell you? And then she turns up arrested. I'm back. He told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? He said he used a pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope, and lowered that down into the well. The other end of the rope went through to 2 more pulleys, and that was tied around his body. I see. So he used the downward pull of the weight to help him launch himself into the air. But how did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to? He used a stake to stop it, that's how. Miss Berry didn't seem to know anything about the trick, or the contraption he built for it. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right, and to do that, he used a second length of rope. He tied it to the stake, and then, when he gave it a sharp tug, the stake was released and the weight dropped down the well. It's a great trick. I have to steal it. This one has to go into the Great Thief's repertoire. Again, imagine if she shows up again in the future and we have to figure out how she stole an item or something and why she's doing it, and she uses this as like an actual thing, but it's more advanced or something. That'd be cool. It may not be quite that easy. These kinds of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. Alright, practice it is then. Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? Oh, right. Then we can see how it all worked out for ourselves. Alright, I'm switching it back to the recreation of the performance. And now to add in the data. The little thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. Oh, so this is how Mr. Saint performed his trick. Nice. Timmy's full of surprises, huh? I mean, dropping a weight down a well to help him fly off the stage like that? That's genius. I have to say, is Simeon even 30 pounds? 30 pounds is not a lot. I think. Like, at minimum, he would be like, what, 120? 130? 30 pounds would barely do anything. Indeed, but I imagine he would have needed quite a lot of weight. More than him, at the very least. It would have taken some serious pull to lift him into the air like that. Yeah, probably a ton of practice. Your investigations are really Ace Attorney. Okay, thanks Gokaruto. And welcome. 30 pounds is 13 kilograms. Okay. Maybe the weight of the apples was used as the pulling force? No. That doesn't add up. So maybe the elephant himself? Maybe that's why all the apples were gone? No? Food for Isaiah that was in the cart until the day before the show but was gone by the next morning. Star of the show, metal detector. A single weight, 30-pound metal weight was found by the well. I guess we could just do the apples and Isaiah. The apples in the basket were likely eaten by Isaiah. Really? That's strange. I made sure to put the cart where our trunk couldn't reach them. Are you sure about that? Oh yes, it was still full of apples the night before the show. And then we must consider the possibility that the cart was moved to somewhere within Isaiah's reach. A large basket full of apples couldn't have been moved by the wind, which likely means somebody moved it for a reason. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved, and its apples eaten. Yes, that seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation, Kay. Will do. I'll add it into that simulation of the performance then. Updating based on what Regina told us now. There, all done. A little wonder it smelled of animals. It was being used for the elephant. To hold Isaiah's apples, right? Yep. And it was all full of them the day before the show. So they vanished overnight. Ooh, did you figure something out, Mr. Edgeworth? Quite possibly. But I won't tell you what that is. I don't know how this would work together. Because how would he get it so then it would pull the rope down? Because it would have to be in the well. Might as well try it. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't add up. I figured as much. Alright, let's have a look more around. Maybe there's something else that's shown up yet. Nothing new from you. This top, it looks like the one we saw on the workshop. This top is like the one we saw in the workshop. Yes, but why is it here? Why is it here? Are you okay, Mr. Edgeworth? You've gone kind of blank. And I intend to stay blank until you stop stealing my thoughts. He was actually thinking she's stealing his mind. That's one heavy weight. Kind of makes you think of how much they must be weighing on Simeon. It does. I'm not sure I see it myself. Oh, too bad we don't have the real thing here. Otherwise, I'd hang it around your neck like a big old albatross, then we'll see how you like it. You'd face some stiff resistance if you tried. I can promise you that. Mr. Saint used the well to construct a contraption that would send him flying on from the stage. It made clever use of the two ropes. Wait. I can look up. A pulley and a rope. I suppose the two do intend to go together. They sure do, like a great thief and a treasure. Can't have one without the other. Sorry, but the proper pairing in this case is a great thief and a set of handcuffs. Hiccups. Sorry. Let's talk. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Remember how Little Thief works, right? Yes, it creates a simulation I can interact with and investigate like a real crime scene. That's right, just go around and poke at anything you can find interesting. Oh, but don't forget that if the inputted data is wrong, then the recreation will be too. Thick neck. Okay. If you see something weird, try presenting evidence to clear it up. Right. Actually, I'm still not very familiar with the new feature you mentioned. It's nothing complicated, but it lets you switch between different recreations. So the two we got programmed in right now are the scene as it was during the show 2 days ago and when they were tearing down the stage yesterday. I should remember to talk with Kay again if I need to switch. Alright, you want me to change the recreation to yesterday's stage teardown? Here you go. This is just how things looked when we were taking down the stage. I'm just doing it this way just in case there's something here that shows up now. I don't believe there's anything more to be found here. Then why does it let me look? It looks like this was designed for raising and lowering a bucket. No sign of the bucket, though. Alright, I guess the only thing we gotta do is combine things. No, it's either that I'm gonna have to see if I can find another weight, or we're gonna use it on pulling force. Nope. Okay, then. £30 weight. Heavier than Satan himself would need to work. Just fully looked here. We've spoken to everyone. Dog still doesn't want to move. There's nothing really else to look at. Let's try switching back then. You need to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Do we really have this whole entire conversation again? This is the rope that was hanging down the well. There's no pinata at the end of it, and definitely no bucket. But do try to be serious, Kay. Oh, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Just cut it out with that stare of yours. Actually, she may be onto something. We might want to consider what could have really been attached to the end of the rope. That's what I have been doing. Like, there's nothing else really to compare. This door appears to be locked again. Won't be open it. Can't do anything. No, the spoils about shine free. So all I can do is combine things. So far what I've done is metal detector with £30 weight, metal detector with pulling force, basket of apples with pulling force. Maybe combine the weight with the apples? No. Metal detector with £30 weight gave nothing. Metal detector with pulling force gave nothing. Basket with pulling force gave nothing. Basket of apples with £30 weight gave nothing. The only thing we can combine is the metal detector and basket of apples. Which makes no sense because apples aren't made of metal. Whatever, we got plenty of health. Yeah, it doesn't work. Alright, well, I'm stumped because there's nothing else we can do. Alright, nothing here. Dog's still scared. I'm not going over this thing with a fine-tooth comb at the moment. Alright guys, put your thinking caps on. See if you can figure out what we need to look at or combine. Because we've combined everything and I'm not really sure where else to go from here. Because I've looked at everything, spoken to everyone, interacted with both scenes, combined all of these together in different ways. Maybe there's something I missed in this one, but I don't think so because nothing else is coming up. Press a fence, don't climb it, it's electricity, goes into a yard. Alligator, you don't want to talk. Dog. Yeah, pretty much looked at everything. So I'm not really sure what it wants me to do here. Metal detector with weight. Metal detector with pulling force. Metal detector with basket apples. None of these gave anything. It gave 30-pound weight to apples, which did nothing. We did 30-pound weight with pulling force. It did nothing. We did pulling force with apples, and it did nothing. I don't think you did pulling force with weight. I mean, it literally says it would need something heavier than himself to weigh, and this isn't heavier, but we can try. I don't think it'll do anything. Really? Okay. Wait, doesn't this seem odd to you? No? You haven't noticed, Detective. There's something strange about the weight we found. How heavy it is. Although one weight on its own wouldn't have been heavy enough. The single 30-pound weight couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. That's what we've been saying. Oh, yeah. In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a job for Mr. Seven's secret weapon, sir. Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak with him then. You're not going to give me the option. I spoke to him, he didn't give me anything. Or do you want me to combine it now? Okay. Detective, I have need of one of your secret weapons. Roger that. The metal detector, if you would be so kind. Oh, jeez. I'm never going to use my fishing rod. So before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir. It's simple enough. It uses the sound. And this gauge to tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly it will react. When it starts going wild like this, just give me the shit order to examine the spot where we're standing. See what we got here? Oh, the fence. Anyway, that's how it works. You tell me where you want me to look, sir, and I'll get right on it. Woo! We're close, sir. There's something metallic nearby. I see. Sir, I'm picking up something metal over here. Let's take a look-see. Huh? I found these little guys in the grass. Of course it's right next to the alligator pen. They're the same as the whippy found by the well. They must be from Mr. Saint's trick. Did someone hide these here on purpose? I count 4 of them together, sir. Okay, time for math. So 4 times 30. 30, 60, 90, 120. So that's around about a person. Edgeworth is using a remote control. The trailer shot. It would be more than heavy enough to send him flying. So somebody hid several of the same weights as the one by the well. But why? And why over there? Can I continue looking around? Yes, nice work, B. Henry. Alligator. Did he give me a heart attack? Huh? What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's a reaction to the alligator. What? How? You're sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir. I'm sure this is something different. And I'm sure it's coming from the alligator. And she's gone. Ha! We scared that big snapper good. I don't think that's it, Kay. Then what was it? Allie hasn't been herself lately. And that's the name. Allie, the warden's favourite pet. She wouldn't have even looked at the food Mr. Warden Lagarde gave her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, as if maybe she's eating something she didn't agree with her. Maybe the metal detector was responding whatever she ate, sir. Oh no, what if she ate one of those weights? I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. You'd be surprised what an alligator could eat. So what did the metal detector actually pick up? A gun. And why would someone hide those weights? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment by the well. Kay, could you recreate the scene again? Come right up. I bet there would have been more things to look at, but because they put the weights right next to the area where you start, it's kind of hard to not miss the other stuff. You would have to intentionally avoid where it was. I just started looking there because it was the closest thing. But I wanted to look around. That kind of sucks. Yay, we're back here. Yay. There's Edward. I think I crashed the case, sir. What if the killer was an invisible man? Go on. Oh, the weapon came out of nowhere. Nobody knows where the body was moved. None of that makes sense until you put an invisible man in the picture. Detective, don't tell me you think invisible people really exist. Oh, no, sir, but it'd be fun to see one of them, though, huh? There are really invisible people. They are called the homeless. Because no one looks at them and no one cares. Wow, okay. That's a bit morbid for me, but yeah. What a winning idea. Perhaps we should make your assignment to Mr. Winner permanent for tomorrow. You ought to be kidding me. I could probably still believe in Santa Claus. Well, Santa Claus is real. He doesn't make presents, though. He blesses them to make them better. You know? People being in glass houses. Dog. Don't remember there being much. Okay. Oops. You probably want me to go to the other one then. Okay, take me to the other version. Invisible, like Trucy after 5-2. We may need to combine something? No, because there's nothing to combine. Right, you don't want to talk. There's nothing here. Nothing to look at here. Nothing in the power room. Nothing over here. Alright, switch back, I guess. Ba 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 ba. Nothing on the stage. This is different. A little wonder, it smelled of animals. Alzheimer's apples. Yes, they vanished overnight. Oh, did you fix something out? Message worse, quite possibly. And then it was never brought up and it's never mentioned. Unless we already figured it out. Nothing for the dog. Nothing over here. Maybe we just present stuff to her. Doesn't the sound of a well just set your heart racing? Could it be the secret passage? It could be haunted. I fear you've been watching too many television shows. Anyway, more importantly than that, do you have any thoughts about Mr. Saint's trick? I do indeed. The only thing more exciting than a well is a well fitted with a cool contraption. Now that's great, Kay. Hey, I'm a great thief. I totally sympathize. If you gotta grab something, you should just go ahead and grab it, even if it's worthless. She doesn't seem to think much of my little treasure. Whoops. So, can a metal detector find any kind of metal? I'd imagine so, if it's one of those high-spec models. I've heard that some metals can be harder to detect than others, though. Really, which ones? Non-magnetic metals, mostly, I believe. Interesting. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. You're just a treasure trove of information. I hope I haven't just helped further a great thief's career. Oh, moment of the murder. Well, so we thought. In the end, it was just Mr. Casaverado and Teddy, huh? Which means that, unfortunately, it wasn't the conclusive proof we'd hoped for. However, we did learn that timestamp from the footage is off by 3 hours. But why would the security cameras have been off by all that time? I bet it was just a blackout. But was it really, though? You know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth? If the murder weapon can't be found, then maybe there wasn't one to begin with. Well, that's certainly an interesting suggestion. But then how did our victim meet his end? Oh, he just died. What are you talking about? If there's no murder weapon, then there's no murder, right? Come now, Kay. We cannot ignore the facts in front of us, no matter how much we might wish to. You're right, I know Mr. Knight's dead. But I know something else too. We're gonna find out who killed him if it's the last thing we do. So the doors around here open whenever an animal tries to go through them, right? Meaning if we had a furry friend with me, I could go wherever I wanted, huh? I'd think the bigger problem would be getting in here in the first place. Nah, that's the easy part. If you know the trick to opening any door in the world, that is. Interesting. And what is the trick exactly? Oh, sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, there's a trade secret. Well, if it was worth a shot. Do you want to see some rope tricks, huh? I could show you how to stealthily escape with your hands tied. Surely there are some more everyday uses that could teach me instead. Let's see. How about we make a ladder? Or tie an evildoer up with super tight? There's no end to the cool stuff you could do with a good piece of rope. Assuming you're a great thief, I suppose. Literally the only thing we have is basket of apples here, so I'm not really sure what else we're supposed to look at, because we've looked at everything. Nothing has changed. We can't use the metal detector, we can't speak to anyone because they've all got nothing to say. Hallie doesn't want to speak. The stage has nothing. The dog and Gumshoe have nothing. Regina has nothing. Let's try switching scenes, I guess. It's time for an oh-so-great deduction. What? Here, you guys have got nothing to say. Neither of you. Nothing here, nothing here. Nope, nothing. So I don't know what else it wants me to do, because it doesn't say everything's been looked at. Like, it says here, we've found everything. I don't believe there's anything more to be found here. So, what am I supposed to do? Whoops, wrong button. I've looked at the well in both versions, and they both say nothing has changed. I've looked at everything. Oh, now you want me to deduce something? What? I don't know, the pulley thing. This piece of evidence reveals a contradiction to the same secret crime. Gonna need some specifics there, Mr. Edgeworth. I gotta say, I don't see it either, sir. Well, if you look here. Oh, so you're gonna give us more than that? Yes, this contraption. I'm not imagining things, it's missing something. Pulley, rope, another rope. Maybe the second rope? there only seems to be one rope here.
Eureka!
Nope, wrong rope. Must be the other picture then. That's not what I wanted to do.
Eureka!
Think about the two recreations, the one during the performance and the one we're looking at right now. There's a major difference between the two. Namely, that one of the ropes is missing. Oh yeah! Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with only the items we've seen before us. So what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we've collected might tell us exactly what. Really? What shows us where the missing rope went?
Take that!
This rope we found was beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean... Yes, it must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So you're saying... Yes, that this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it. But it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. Those were hidden in the bushes and replaced with something else. What was it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here. Think about what the rope we found... What? Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that and you'll figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the weights was...
Take that!
It can only have been Knight's body that was dropped down the well. What? Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yes, somebody first swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick. And then Mr. Saint used the contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose. Both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. So he littered, got it. And that rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. From this we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden. So that no one would realize that they'd been replaced with the body. Precisely, we can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Whoa there, gang. Was it poor old Bronco strapped in the neck? Or stabbed in the neck? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere, including down the well? Oh, the killer thought of that, which is why they used this. What did the killer use to stop the Knight's blood from going everywhere?
Take that!
This top was found with the body. I think it's likely that Knight's corpse was wrapped in it. Ooh, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. It's all coming together now, love it. Littering death sentence, yeah. But all we're doing is proving the body did go down the well. Which means we're helping to prove that Simeon was the killer. No, not quite. What about what Judge Gavelle said yesterday? But if Mr. Saint truly is the killer, why would he need to go to such lengths to commit his crime? I mean, that's true. Knight's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used the contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about where the real killer actually was, or what they were doing at the time. It only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were at the show, or not at the show. Yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Canis right away, huh? And that was the killer's goal, to make us think that the crime took place during the show. In other words, they used the well contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Berry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put his contraption together? Huh, it would have been about the day before the show, the night before actually. Yeah, we started getting ready for the show at around 9 p.m. And I think we finished around midnight. In which case the killer must have switched the weights out for the body after that point. Yeah! Mr. Saint's trick updated in the organizer. Did Canis know about this contraption? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. And I highly doubt that he taught his dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. Which means Canis isn't the killer. It can't be. A killer isn't a killer. See the day. Just making sure nothing else is showing up, because it would be kind of annoying. I don't believe there's anything else here. Alright, cool. I guess the only thing I could do, really, is to combine things. The basket was moved before the night before the circus performance. And we've deduced that the weights were switched out for the body at around the same time. Hard to chalk that up to coincidence, huh? And then the next question we should ask is, Why was the cart moved? I think I could hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking that door, which could only mean that somebody needed to open it. Now, let's see what's... Oh, great, it's locked. Yes, we've tried it multiple times, Kay. Are you stupid? Get out of my office. We're not in your office. I don't care. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard. She must have shouted really loud for him to hear because there's no one here. Yes, miss? What can I do for you? That was fast. Guard, where's the key for this door? Oh, the warden keeps all of that. I'll go ask her for it. Warden Lagarde is the only one with a key. Meaning if somebody did open the door, they would have had to get it from her somehow. Or she did it. Thanks for the help. Switches. A big switch that we don't know what it's for is probably the mains. We've got the high voltage, the yard, the camera sensors A, B, and C. Look at all these breakers. They must control the electricity for the whole prison. So we're thinking somebody got in here the night before the show, right? But why? What were they trying to do? Well, I doubt they came here by mistake thinking it was a break room. And they must have come to tamper with the switches. Huh. Did they turn off the power to something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power? What might have lost power that had a breaker been flipped? It was the camera.
Take that!
There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage. Oh yeah, there was. Somebody flipped the breaker it was connected to. It seems very likely. Do you think it was the killer? It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them. It would, which means the killer would have had to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems only one person has the key. It couldn't be... Could it? Warden Lagarde, I'd never suspected. Because she's a warden and the police never do anything wrong. Alright, little thief, your work here is done. Investigation complete. Again. Woo! My bar was shaking so much I almost exploded. Huh? Oh, yay, it's these two. First on the scene, early bird wins the worm. Good morning, Mr. Winner. What? How'd you get before me? Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you've made it an early start. And I see you've made a late one, Judge Gravel. This is not my only case. I'm a very busy woman. Not only all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. Oh, I do apologize. I didn't mean to be mean to you. I meant, of course, an associate attorney. Associate? More like asinine. We'll see about that. Eustace, let us begin the investigation of the yard. He needed his nap. Okay, I'll get some officers to help.
Hold it!
That won't be necessary. Why not? We've already finished investigating the yard and won quite the prize in the process. Won? But I'm supposed to be the winner. I'm making him sound more whiny as time goes on. Your Honor, I'd like to revisit your theory from yesterday in order to roughly disprove it. Or thoroughly. I would caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth. For as I'm sure you remember, your badge is in my hands. And? Are you threatening me to not tell you the truth of what I found? How could I forget? You've told me several dozen times already. In fact, I'd rather prefer if you'd shut up. Perhaps you'd care to try a different threat. You have been warned repeatedly, yes, and each time my words seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Allow me to make this crystal clear. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination.
Objection!
The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee have no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Syrian Saint's innocence. Interesting, and spoken like a true defense attorney. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. I feel like they just let people riff terrible puns for his dialogue. Maybe. In the name of the goddess of justice, I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I'm done, your career as a prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. In fairness, the whole thing is illegal. What, having a judge being an investigator, or... I mean, yeah, because she's supposed to be an impartial adjudicator. She's just not supposed to be invested in what's going on. She hears the facts, she makes a ruling, and then she gets the jury to make a decision. Of course, in this universe, they don't have a jury yet, because it's stupid, but yeah. Judge Gavel's theory. My theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday. Mr. Casarato did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint. But that's still your assertion, and you can prove it, of course. Of course you can. Who do you think you're up against? What Eustace means to say is that we have received the final autopsy report just ahead of our arrival. She really is a very busy woman, busy looking after baby Winner. Wow. That and everything Edgeworth is doing. Actually, the council is a kind of jury. Oh, I mean, I guess you could consider that, but they're all judges. Seems weird. The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show. The cause of death is as stated. It seems the wound is 4 inches deep. From 3 to 6 a.m. on the 27th. Simeon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. So he could have run off stage, gone down the stairs, which was uncovered and open for anyone to see because it was right next to the stage, run through the prison, go all the way to where he was, stab him, pull him through the tunnel, take him to the place, put him in the room, cover him with a tarp and this rope, and then he was done. She's only really here because they sent that idiot and she's being forced to babysit? Okay. Like, to me, it feels like they're mother and son, but they haven't really stated that's the case. But that's just what the feeling I get from this. But who knows? That was plenty of time for him to throw victim's body down the well. Judge Gavel hasn't investigated the yard yet, which means... I fear there may be something of a flaw within your theory, Your Honor. She's only taking a lead because Sebastian's stupid. You seem very confident of that, but do you have any evidence to prove it? Yes, I think I just might.
Hold it!
The theory being that Mr. Saint was the killer. You're certainly clinging to it rather stubbornly. And you are certainly clinging rather stubbornly to the idea that Mr. Saint wasn't the killer. There's a bird up there! Do you have any conclusive evidence that he wasn't? Any idea who the real killer might be? I see her more as his aunt, and that's with the game's worth of dynamic. Okay. I'd like to see what evidence you have yourself first. I'm an emissary of the goddess of justice. My words are her words. But her words are wasted on you, I see. You would challenge me as if I said the sky was blue. Is this a court or a cult? It's a cult. Why is a judge investigating a crime scene and fighting with the prosecution anyhow? Good question. Everything sucks? Welcome. If you truly mean to refute the word of the divine, then come, show me your evidence. I keep doing this thing where I'm putting my hand on my chest and like rubbing at the base of my neck. Like I see, like it helps to put me into the character, I guess. It's weird. I don't notice I'm doing it until I'm like, what am I doing? Like that.
Hold it!
Isn't it possible that Mr. Casarato simply failed to notice the body? Assistant to the associate attorney, you have been through the secret passage, have you not? Whoa, how do you know? I noticed mud on you yesterday. On that charming key in your hair, to be precise. Well, I imagine that she analysed Kay like Sherlock Holmes did. It's like, mud on the shoe. He's been outside. Has he been walking around in the mud while it was raining? The pain marks on his hand seems to ensure that he was a writer that wrote well into the night. Can we give Gavel a demeaning nickname now? I don't know. Useless? I don't know. I don't know what name to give it yet. I call it Priestess. That's incredible. You could be a great thief with eyes like that. Answer me truthfully in the name of the goddess. Would you or would you not have noticed a body had one been present? Well, you know, I guess I would have. There you have it, Mr. Caserato. Did not see the body, which means there was no body there to see.
Hold it!
Could you talk us through your reasoning on that a little more? The day before the performance, Mr. Knight borrowed the keys from Mr. Caserato. Or more specifically, the key to his cell. Mr. Knight then used the key to leave his cell and enter Mr. Saint's cage. Mr. Saint took Mr. Knight to the yard in that cage, and that's where he killed him. The following day, Mr. Caserato crawled his way through the tunnel, but there was no body there yet. But wait a second, that doesn't add up. Mr. Caserato smelled that sweet smell, so Mr. Knight must have been in the tunnel already. No, his body did not pass through the tunnel until sometime after Mr. Caserato had crawled through it. Mr. Caserato used the tunnel right around the time the show was starting. The body was discovered just after the performance ended. The man known as Sherlock Holmes no longer exists. Yes, and who the culprit must be.
Hold it!
Are you sure of that? Could nobody else have done it? I understand that Miss Berry was on stage for the entire performance. Most of the prisoners were watching the show, and those who were not have plausible alibis. What about the guards? They too were watching the show, as was the warden. How can you be so sure? A guard could have easily approached the well unnoticed. None of the guards left their posts during the show. I have checked this for myself, you know. It took statements from each and every one of them. She's thorough, I give her that. Isn't that like... Oh, for a prison, you'd need like 50 guards at most. You're telling me you interviewed and reviewed 50 people in one day? Are you finally ready to accept the truth that the killer could only have been Simeon Saint? Judge Cavell hadn't carried out a full investigation of the yard yet, which means that we got an invention of a change. I should review the evidence we've gathered during our investigation of the yard. Right, here we go. Did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. We both know that the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show was Mr. Saint. I mean, this might be the place where it could go.
Objection!
Yeah. Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption. A contraption? Go on. You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant. I do, just before he was to be absent for some time. He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trick.
Objection!
Wait, wouldn't that send him flying as soon as he went on as he set foot on the stage?
Hold it!
It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With a second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. Oh god, I believe I'm going to have to read this. Well, someone approached the well, and the well can do well things, but well is well. Yes. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show.
Objection!
You're saying Mr. Saint himself set up the contraption up, right? Well then, who do you think is the number one most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body, huh? Even you must know how this looks.
Objection!
If Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Gavelle theorized, without these extra steps. Miss Berry. Yes? Does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's tricks work? Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform. So I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows. And there you have it.
Overruled.
Interesting. You've certainly been diligent in your investigation. And yet I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what's right? Is what I am doing wrong? If so, who is it that deems it so? How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that what you are doing wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor and yet you aid the defense. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book. I think only what is right and just, and act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. This is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you can stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well, if it is her will that we must fight, then I shall end this once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. And I'd made it up just now. If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have first been brought here to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do this is Simeon Saint, and thus it remains the most only plausible suspect. Mr. Saint took a cage with him to Mr. Knight's cell, but why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. But we all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. Super calm voice, epic background. It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him, out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. It may be plausible, but it is no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. I need some real solid evidence and I'm going to get up to the budge. Body was moved from the yard to the workshop that Mr. Knight must have been brought here to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simeon Saint, and thus he remains the owner bottle. Wasn't there a thing that had him, like, specifically taken out his cell for questioning? Let's press on things first before I present anything, just in case. You seem to think that Mr. Knight was killed here in the yard. When do you think he was brought here? Sometime between midnight and 8 a.m., the day of the show. It could only have been during that time. In other words, between the end of rehearsals and the start of the performance. As I was saying, if the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, was there really no other way he could have come here? Mr. Knight was awaiting trial. If he, a random non-inmate, had openly entered this prison proper, he surely would have noticed, or been noticed, and presumably none of your witnesses have testified to having seen such a thing. Precisely. Praise be to the goddess of justice for granting you this insight. So, as you will agree, it will only be that Mr. Knight was brought over here in secret. You're certain nobody else had the opportunity? I need I remind you that we are in a prison. The entire facility is monitored at all times. Anything out of the ordinary would have been spotted. But Mr. Saint was under the same scrutiny, was he not? The warden had granted the members of the circus troupe special access. As a member of that troupe under the supervision of Miss Berry, he is the only person who has free to wander everywhere where he will. It seems you've forgotten something, Your Honor. Forget is not a word in my vocabulary, Mr. Edgeworth. there. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. You can forget things. Don't just think you won't forget anything. I forget things. Very well, then recall this fact if you will. You claim that Mr. Saint is the only person who was free to walk around the prison. But there was a brief period of time on the day when the crime in his prison. A time when it would have been impossible for anyone to move through the prison entirely unmonitored. What do I have that shows there was a period of time, the crime where the oversight was limited?
Take that!
Mr. Saint was far from the only one who had the opportunity. I wonder what if it mattered if I had presented the film or the videotape instead of pressing. Which opportunity are you talking about again? We'd previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours, and from this we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected. Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That it was no simple camera malfunction? Is that even possible? It was completely possible to create the 3-hour gap using this.
Take that!
Our investigation of the yard turned something up rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one which can be used to cut down the power to security cameras. We also learned that the door to the power room may have been opened at around the time of the murder. What? Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark. Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing. Then how does he explain the lock on the power room door? Oh yeah, it was kind of locked up tight. And the warden's the only one with the key. Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure, so I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily.
Objection!
No, but one person could have... Oh, this is new. I beg your pardon? I think that's the first time I actually made her sound kind of like frustrated or something. That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their positions here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
What? There's no one like that. The breaker to the action fence is there. In there. They would have been questioned in an instant. There's only one person who meets the criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was... Kay Faraday.
Take that!
The real culprit is... Never mind. She shows up. Warden Lagarde. I have to remember that I gave her a bimbo voice. Oh, just look at you. Aren't you the cutest little poochie-woo? He's not just a pretty face. Missile also has quite the nose for sweet things. It seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're making me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume. And then perhaps it is a sweet stench of death. Oh my God, Edgeworth. Come on, man. You're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer. And that is precisely what I'm calling you. What? Warden Lagarde is the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying? Oh, such a hot, naughty boy. How could you suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. And I'm making out with my fox, so surely I'm okay. It's like we're in the murder mystery, aren't we? And equally far-fetched. This is preposterous.
Hold it!
Sadly, it is not, although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where the evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves the Warden Lagarde is the killer. Would it be the power room again? I'll just present this because it's the only thing I can think of that would work. This proves you're the killer. Darling, please, that's your damning evidence. It has nothing to do with me whatsoever, and you know it. Looks like that wasn't it. Missile smelled something on Warden Lagarde just now. Whatever it was could be the key to this case. You're a hoot, Mr. Edgeworth, really you are, but can we dispense with the jokes now? This is no joke, Warden. You are the killer. Ugh, really? Well, you could at least try and present some plausible evidence. Okay, fine. I guess the sweet scent
Take that!
on the body. Your scent betrays you, Warden. You stink, Warden. And here is your answer, or your accuser. The police dog. We had him track down a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're priceless, really you are. Your evidence is a whiff of suspicion. Verity, my dear, do put him in his place. It seems Judge Gavelle may have reached a similar conclusion to myself. You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. Where it's just one or the other, we might be able to brush it off as coincidence. However... Indeed, then it seems the conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the Warden has to say for herself. We should, and when we have, this case will finally be at an end. You're all being simply awful. Stop looking at me like that. Me, the killer? How could I possibly do such a thing? I didn't do it. Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I should have been able to kill him there. I would have been able to kill him there. Or would have to. But how am I supposed to have moved the body, especially if I've never went into the prison? I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before the show began. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of me having entered or left the prison proper. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you have, little scamps. Your little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could be the killer. Oh, give me a break. This one doesn't lie. Don't make it hard on everyone. I'll just come clean. Oh dear. I'm afraid you are the one making it difficult. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records. She clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You made a boo-boo, and you know it. I knew it was you from the start. Right, I need to check how long we've got and how long we've been going. About an hour and 30 minutes. How much longer is left? Because if there's a lot, then we might stop there and pick it up next time. But if there's like 10 minutes, then we could probably finish it. I just don't want to get up too late because it is 8:30. And 9 would be pushing it.
Hold it!
Judge Gavelle told you everything. Are you close? The thick as thieves, darling. Why'd you ask? Are you jealous? Jealous? Of what? I had to ask Warden Lagarde for a lot of information on the first day of our investigation. Almost there, okay. It seemed only right that I share some information in return. Oh, Verity, you do have to make it sound so awfully dry. I thought we had a lovely chat. I simply shared the truth in our conversation. It was the least I could do. I'm not sure what's going on, but these two, they're terrifyingly formidable together.
Hold it!
The murder took place in his cell. You seem very happy to accept that. And why shouldn't I be? It seems the most likely place for it to have happened without drawing attention. And besides, they found Knight's blood in his cell. Yes, but that was from being struck by Mr. Carcerato. Though I needn't tell her that, I suppose. I take it there's also been no testimony to the contrary. What does it matter? Knight being killed in his cell doesn't go against any of the facts anyway.
Hold it!
Do you have any evidence that you didn't enter the prison? Please, darling, let me finish. Oh wow, didn't even answer it.
Hold it!
So you were in your office the whole time, and you didn't notice anything unusual? No, I can't say that I did. And you didn't notice anything missing? I must confess I'm a rather messy girl. And a forgetful one at that. I put something down and it's lost forever. It's a curse, darling, a curse. I even lost some important evidence recently. It was gone. Poof, just like that. That's kind of dangerous, and you should be in your position of power if you just lose evidence like that. What? And she still has a job. Exactly, yeah. Honestly, if somebody came into my office and took something, it might be years before I noticed. It seems like I'll need more than power room keys to expose her. On the day of the murder, I was working in my office. Oh, and looking for something I misplaced. Even if I had a reason to go into the prison, I simply wouldn't have had the time.
Hold it!
Sure, maybe you didn't go through the main entrance to the prison. But what if you took another route? Oh, come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful filthy tunnel they discovered. Why, until yesterday I had no idea it even existed. No, you had another way in, I'm certain of it. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance of the tunnel. A route you went through this location.
Take that!
Through the fence. Through the fence? Warden, you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happens to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel. A gold star for creativity, darling, and I would have gotten through the fence, huh? That extremely high fence topped with razor wire, with thousands of volts electricity going through it. Yeah, how's she supposed to have gotten through that, huh? The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it. Utterly ridiculous. The power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden Lagarde was on the detention side. How could she even reach the power room? Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, clever puss, you dug yourself quite a real hole now. If there is no record of Warden Lagarde having entered the prison proper, and then the idea that she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question. But there must have been a way she could have done it. Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool and you've lost everything. But if I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this. Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah? No matter how you look at it, Warden Lagarde couldn't have done it alone. Mr. Edgeworth, if you cannot find a... You aren't doing yourself any favours by extracting justice with your silence. That was a reflexive objection. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me. Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence. Yes, because it's not as impossible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? An accomplice, I guess. She couldn't have done it alone. But what if she wasn't alone? Ooh, now we're talking. Way to flex the old grey matter, kiddo. I believe that the Warden Lagarde had an accomplice. Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth have said nothing wrong. The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets. The ones that raise the alarm when people go where they're not supposed to. Ah! I see you've realized your error, and we are, of course, within the prison grounds. Were not only the bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing. And despite all that, no one noticed Mr. Casarotto's escape. The only ones who are free to roam are the animals, and they most certainly could not have operated the breaker. No, but our accomplice must be human. Then who did it, given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard?
Objection!
I wouldn't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there is one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted. And I have just the evidence to show who that free-roaming person was. Is it going to be the broken cuff?
Take that!
This is one of the prisoner's bracelets. Indeed, a broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner. What do you mean? And who is this prisoner? Frank Sawyer just can't stay out of trouble. Frank Sawyer, Warden Lagarde's favourite inmate. I forgot how creepy he looks from the front. It's strange, isn't it, Warden, that he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while. That's pretty funky. I don't mean in a good way. It couldn't have been the case. It could have been the case where he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although you were in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others, but at Hamakanis, for example. Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation. If that is the case, why don't we ask Mr. Sawyer himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden Lagarde are accomplices in this crime. I mean, I think you're giving him too much credit. If the two of them had worked together, a certain route in the prison becomes viable. The real route by Mr. Knight was moved from the cell to the prison proper. Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First was the security camera outside Knight's cell. Second, the electrified fence in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop by having Mr. Sawyer shut off the corresponding breakers. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, you've had your fun. And, do you still deny it, Warden Lagarde? No, darling, you've got me. I admit it. Warden, tell me this isn't true. Sorry, Verity, honey, I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it. No way! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth, you got her. Nice shooting, cowboy. We'll be rigging out of this now. It's too soon to be celebrating. As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie shut off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, Sweetums, no we didn't. What? Warden, explain yourself. Oh, Verity, dear, I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now. She is as all-merciful, but you have to confess when you shall be saved. No, she'll still go to prison for hiding a dead body and obstructing the crime scene investigation. Oh gosh. Alright. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said. Who's he? Bodhidharma Canis, that awful assassin. Canis? How long has it been since that awful man came here to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. Her face! And the fox. It's quite obvious this is a fabrication of some kind. The moment we were alone, he said this to me. You should know I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to the refined institution. Others? Yes, very loyal dogs. Dogs who do anything I ask of them. Of course, he wasn't talking about real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then he said one last thing. I would recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to set my dogs on you, or your precious family. I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything? Wait, is that how he became the fixer? Yes, darling. I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all that he wanted. Eventually, it brought dear sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him too. So you were smuggling in contraband. How exactly? I'm in the wrong voice for her. Whoops. Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. And then I simply dropped the packages down the well in the prison side and went back through the fence. Each one of them spritzed with a little of my perfume. And of course it's a fox. So that's what the sweet smell was. Yes, it was my signal for Canis's dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in a cell at the time, of course. It got a bit easy keeping him from finding out. Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the prison, darling. Everything runs to a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes her fright at the sight of Canis's dog, poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either. She has oversight over everything here in the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on this side, Canis couldn't fail. Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from the fixing of the time codes on the camera, which I would do later when I got the chance. You have shared a great deal, Warden. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account. You're still going to prison. I hope. I've been the most dreadful fool I know I have. I'm supposed to be the warden in charge. The day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days, and so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go into the yard. So that's the secret behind the fixer system, and why she was. The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. I'd lend a hand in myself, you know. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. And no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. That's why you interrogated Mr. Canis over and over. Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his. Ah, yes, evil look must be meaning that you're lying. I borrowed everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel. I watched every move, intercepted every letter he wrote. His letters, and I suppose you must know about his correspondent chess games, too. But what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living in a fear like this, you just can't comprehend it. Oh. As you have just heard yourself, Mr. Edgeworth, the words of Warden Lagarde's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Not really? Surely there is no need to hound her any longer. Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though, or is there more about her to uncover? There's definitely more. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't over yet, and I think the Goddess of Justice would agree. Do you mean to make her suffer more than she already has? Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Canis does nothing to prove her innocence in Knight's murder. She admitted herself that she knew of and even facilitated the so-called Fixer's delivery route. I believe she used the same route to move Knight's body. And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? I've already given it to you. It's in the fact that the sweet smell of Knight's body is the exact same scent Mr. Warden Lagarde uses to signal delivery. What do you make of that? Well, that's because we've done it so many times by now that the whole well probably smells of it. Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body. That does match the statement that Mr. Casarato provided. A smell? Yeah, we smell kind of nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. It smells sort of like dessert, I guess. His words would suggest that the smell had permeated the well. You've been rendered speechless, I see. Then I hereby move to adjourn the session to the court. No, what do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? What can I do? Is this as far as we go? Finally, so we're actually done? Yes, Eustace, it seems we are. By the power vested in me, this court is adjourned. It was the alligator. Who was that? Come on, Judge G. Things were just getting good. Fender, are you objecting to my adjourning this session? No. What should have been shouted was objection if I wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat. What are you doing, Mr. Fender? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square chocolatey goodness. Anyone? I'd take one. Can I have all three? Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court? No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make us all. As Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is. Ah, yes, I had forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender. How could you? You're killing me here. Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time. Right you are, which is why I figured it's time to put in some work. Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you've had a work day in your life. He's a lawyer. He's worked. Shut up, Cavell. Then let's say we're doing some prep work in the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness? Now? Amusing, but what is there left to ask? I got a feeling in my funny bone that thief's here. There's something more to tell us about the killer. Do I? Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Syrian, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, did you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans, we're all ears. Mr. Edwards, what's he doing? He's trying to coax Warden Lagarde into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go through all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such a odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Canis. She did? No way! If he was convicted of committing murder here, that would have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Hey, Matt. Okay, we're all the way along this part now. Yep, most likely to more secure facilities. And where'd he go out for hair for forever, huh? Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it. No. Say can't not be the killer. That's not fair. I was ready to prosecute him. I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Didn't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Nice. Now Mr. Winner has to go with it too. Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further? Of course! How can I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Eddykins, you have such a way with words. Just doing my job, thief. Besides, one can tell the truth without telling the troll truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all verity, darling. Do let's say you let me. As you wish. Court is unadjourned. I can't believe you pulled that off, Mr. Fender. Ew, me neither. Thank you for the timely intervention. Hey, it's the least I could do. Case not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard. And besides, the defense never rests. Am I right? Seems it's depending on us. Sadly, I think it's just about exhausting my reserves on the cool lawyer chat here. And we can't foul this up now. Which means you're out to bat, Miles Smiles. Show him that never rest spirit. I shall. Fabulous. Then let us get started. The final countdown. My truth. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly a type. But whatever the sordid details, it was him. He stabbed the poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice. Yes, you killed him. I suppose you could put it that way. If it weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this never would have happened. And that's why I had to clean up this terrible mess. Warden Lagarde. As ever, your honesty is still truly to your credit. Uh-huh. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. Okay, now you're forcing your own thinking onto a dead guy. Pull back a little bit, Gavel. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. I think anyone could have done it on the dreadful man Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took the disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the story details, it was him. He stabbed the poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. Okay, let's try pressing. You seem very confident in your assertion. Why is it that? Because all the other children in my little homes are absolute sweethearts. They have faith in themselves and in one another. They have faith in the guards in me. And they work hard every day to better themselves. None of them would dare commit murder. Right. Frank saw it. The boxer guy. None of them tried to do anything bad. Well, that's a very touching reason indeed, and I don't believe a word of it. But Mr. Canis, rotten to the core. He's the only one who would do something like that.
Hold it!
The Knight was being kept in a holding cell while Mr. Canis was in the prison proper. What could possibly have happened between them when they were opposite ends of the facility? Prisons aren't as big as they seem, you know. All kinds of awful things can happen. But Knight only arrived 2 days before he was murdered. I can't imagine anything significant happening in that short space of time. You don't know Mr. Canis, my dear. He'd find a way, I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
How could he have taken a disliking to somebody all the way over in the holding cells? I was yawning, sorry. I'm just plucking possibilities out of the air, darling. As I said, there's no telling what really went on between them. They're so awfully serious, aren't you? Don't let her mind, of course. Why is she looking at me like that? So noble, so dashing in that marvellous suit. So clever. I can feel myself becoming your biggest fan, darling. I really can. No. Stay with me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't prepared for that mental onslaught.
Hold it!
What more can you tell us about those sordid details? Well, we all know Mr. Canis did once for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble, especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think. I couldn't turn his head to the right, poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in, anyway. And they must take some sort of report of the warden when the prisoners are admitted. You seem keen to us to think that you didn't know much about Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie, and the victim was simply a fun target to that monster. Nothing more. I expect Canis used the chisel that was hidden in his chest set, don't you? Awfully grisly business. Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail if you don't mind. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you make me blush. I could chat with you all day. Oh, don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course we could talk about them some more. You... Hidden in that chest set, don't you? Well, no, because he wouldn't know about the chest set because he wasn't his.
Objection!
Warden Lagarde, you strike me as being more careful than you imagine you project. The image you project suggests. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please, call me Fifi, or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. However, I think you may have been a little less than careful than you realize in this instant. Aren't you the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed, we're all family here. Stay away from me, woman. I already have one old lady after me, I don't need another one. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, don't let her get inside your head. You said earlier that you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check the prisoners when they come in?
Objection!
You're not talking your way out of this, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Lagarde versus Oldbag. Who's more off-putting? Well, Oldbag, purely because she's old. Lagarde? Not as much, but she's kind of getting there. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. What? I mean, of course, that when Mr. Saint came in,
Objection!
You checked him. I find that hard to believe, because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it then and there? Judge Cavell, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden Lagarde? I'm old. Because it certainly wouldn't have been when you had checked Mr. Knight or Saint out on their arrival. Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found, yet let through. Precisely. So, Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time. Where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you... All right, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me, all right? Huh? I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me, I did not kill him. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? None, Your Honor. Thank you, darlings. I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise. Stop making out with your fox, God! You're so weird. Very well. Go ahead, Warden Lagarde, and please tell the truth this time. Man, I hope this is over soon, because it's 9. Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my last chance to expose her. I really hope so. My truth part 2. I said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away. That's all you're going to give me? The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it was simply a conversation with the new detainee. That seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
This truly will be the final. Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement? I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination. Let's do this.
Hold it!
So, am I right in assuming that you talked tonight the night before? Talked tonight the night before the night show? Exactly, darling. It would have been, around 3 a.m. on the 27th. 3 a.m.? That falls squarely within the window of time laid out in the autopsy report. That seems rather late for a friendly chat. Wouldn't he have been asleep? Normally, yes, but if you remember, a guard was attacked in his cell. We had to examine the scene of the crime, gather information. These things take time, sweetie. I assure you he was wide awake. We all were. Regardless, I find it somewhat odd that you would choose to question him at such a late hour. Ooh, you're such a tease, aren't you, darling? She didn't even say that, I just added that in. Anyway, no matter how odd you think it is, I had him brought to me, and that's what happened. Must you really insist on questioning every last thing I say? Yes, it's my job. Sorry, Feast. He's like a dog with a bone sometimes. I'll be sure to scold him once we're done. Ah, my wrist. I don't know what I've done to my wrist, but it's starting to hurt. All I'm using is my controller. Though, would you mind giving us a little more info? Like, where you had him brought to? My office, of course. Where else? Her office, which is where we believe the body was moved from. Would you mind appending what you just said to your testimony? Anything for you, darling? I don't know if I can present this now.
Objection!
Nope. There's darling, what's wrong? Gladly, you're wrong. I was a fool.
Hold it!
Remind me where your office is. You've seen the sign in the detention center corridor, I imagine. The one that says no entry? That's it, sweetie. My office is just up in there, a short walk from the holding cells. I understand that you have access to the yard. Why, of course, that's where my gorgeous little garden is. Oh, I see where you're going with this. You're saying that's how I moved the body. You had the means and the opportunity. It's hardly impossible. Hardly impossible proves nothing. I have no evidence for this assertion.
Objection!
There is no other way the body could have been moved.
Overruled!
Surely you haven't forgotten that Mr. Saint who had dropped Mr. Knight's body down the well. Yeah, what she said. You're miles off, Edgeworth. I probably shouldn't push this any further for now.
Hold it!
What did you and Knight speak about? Oh, nothing much. Just some animal talk, really. I asked him about what animals he liked, what his hobbies were. His hobbies? Then I imagine you talked about chess. Oh, yes. I couldn't stop him from talking about it, in fact. He even had a piece of paper covered with little notes about it in his cell. At least I think that's what they were about. So she's seen Knight's correspondence chess diagram.
Hold it!
How was he when he spoke with him? Oh, he was so open and honest, darling. What? Okay, honest? He was talking about one croissant and promoting a prawn. I suppose he must have been hungry. En passant and promoting a pawn. It seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess.
Hold it!
If he really had gone back to his cell, he would have been still alive today. You really think that I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? Well, what would my motive have been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I'm no angel. I have my grudges against Canis, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal. She really does hate Canis. Warden Lagarde, I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony. Is it really going to be that you played Knight with Canis? That means you're his friend? I must kill you.
Objection!
Judge Cavell, I'd like for you to take a look at this. Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth? It was found in Knight's cell, which is exactly where you said you saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see a game in Knight's cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Canis's too. What do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you've taken a look at his chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. She wants to find out who his cronies are, right? Personally interrogating your own prisoner is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Canis had threatened you. You put your precious home at risk. And that's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were. And so what if I did? You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. And then, who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised the Knight was Mr. Canis's henchman, sent to kill you. Which is the real pat reason she had that chat with the prawnster. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there, inside his chest set, you found a hidden chisel. The murder weapon itself. As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing, Canis. One thing, Canis! That's what I meant to say as. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Canis, and that is why you killed him. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Cavell, your verdict, please. Much as it grieves me, it would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? Warden? You're squeezing that fox a little too hard. It's a joke. It's all a big, stupid joke. You people just don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it was you who didn't understand things correctly. Me? Please, darling. I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much. And I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. She has no eyes. That fox is going to town. You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict.
Overruled.
I am curious to hear what the warden has to say. What? You're a doll, Verity. I must just have one last thing to say, then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You rang? Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course, we received the finalized version on this morning. Slipping into Cammy, am I? Whoops. That's right, and I was just listening to what you told us about it, Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? No! Forgive me, oh goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. It looks like your theory is one that doesn't hold up water, Mr. Edgeworth. What now, huh? What do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir? Looks to me like Mr. Miles O'Shron's out of commission. You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something? Turn things on their head with a desperate bluff. Blow out the last mind-blowing thing that comes to your mind. Look, Detective, I'm as much of a man of action as the next guy. Without evidence, we're creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. We can't give up now. We have to do something. I'm certain that Warden Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of the case. But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there to hide in this facility? It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to prove those answers. The alligator has it. Lagarde forced the alligator to eat the knife or whatever weapon it was. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Whoa. Oh, come on, G. You're just giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Overruled.
Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender? Yes, I am. It sucks. Can we change it? No, not me. Nuh-uh. I tried, Miles. And any bright ideas? What is the real murder weapon? This is clearly not the chisel. Confound it! This question throws everything we deduced out the window. Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. It's hopeless. I can't think of anything. I need more time. Cough, cough, dark age of the law, cough. Loath as I am to admit it, You can't give up now. Remember what Mr. Fender said? Simeon's counting on us. Without us, Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. I mean, maybe. There's no way he did it. But if we can save him, who will? Well, who can't if we can't? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some. Hey. Gee, Miles, your buddy there's quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help. Then why aren't you doing anything? Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think you're an old man, good old Gregory. No matter how bad things look, you always find a way to turn it around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the only one who'll find it. Simeon's counting on you. Oh, I feel a certain blueness coming out of me. Phoenix is inside of me. Well, not that way, yet. Judge Gavell. You seem to have recovered from your composure, Mr. Edgeworth, but if you mean to attempt offence, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided? Most of them have been proven true. What are you talking about? And have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I'll have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as prosecutor, and relieve you of your badge for good. Okay. She's right. I'd have put forward a number of theories that proved to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Oh, wait, she said my theories were misguided. Nothing to say, then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby... Mr. Edgeworth! Give my verdict. That's it. I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. I like to imagine he doesn't just sit... He just doesn't do it for you if you lose. My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled. The defendant seemed insane. I think it's a little soon for that, Your Honor. I say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth? You may proceed. What? I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog, Helmet, the fact that he wasn't at the show, these are other factors made Mr. Canis the obvious suspect at first. This again, Mr. Edgeworth? You're simply almost proud of your blunder. But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Canis? What if it was all carefully arranged? I thought that's what we already surmised. Okay. And what if the same was true of the chisel, a purported murder weapon? Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel of the murder weapon. But why lead us this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it!
Mr. Winner, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? Huh? That Mr. Canis is the killer. And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Oh, Mr. Canis has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted to want us to think that it was one of his, right? Indeed, that was the plan right from the start. To frame Bodhidharma Canis. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbour a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Canis. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we know must exist. If you cannot prove the theory, then this conversation ends here.
Objection!
If we could just find the real murder weapon.
Objection!
How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom. Eustace is quite correct. No other personal murder weapon has been found, so I'm afraid you're a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here, inside the prison. This would have made sure of that. The security gate! Huh, I'm glad you at least remember what it is, dumbass. Do you remember what it does? Of course I do. I'm not an idiot. A security gate detects metal. Which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison, or take it out. Oh. Precisely. If there's another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken out of the premises. But nor can it have been through the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began. Judge Cavell, what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. Alright, we know that the treasure was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chess set. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. And if the murder weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. They threw it over the fence. Yes, the question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternative route? How did the weapon Warden Lagarde used get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Why, yeah, sweetie, everything related to Gladys is with me now. I sounded her like Marge. Heavens knows there have been times I've brought the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. Hold me. Of course, that's how... I already forgot what we said. The fact that this is here will show us how a bladed weapon could have been brought into the facility. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office. You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation. Ah, the bell!
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Canis yesterday. Yes, it was one of my bills! One of my two in existence! Just two. Two and only two. One of my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all. And I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. That's part of the evidence Warden Lagarde borrowed from the police. What? Mr. Canis' knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it. The bell was attached to the chisel. Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel. But that can't be right. The chisel only had Mr. Knife's fingerprints on it. Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves. She made it look like the chisel was a murder weapon and then attached the bell to it. I'm doing so, they made sure the evidence pointed to Mr. Canis. And who had the access to the evidence that was taken? The bell was taken? Why, only the person whom had been trusted. Who was it, sir? Was it messing with the evidence? I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden Lagarde? Bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up. Unlucky for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique because there are only two of them in existence. What? What? By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer. But you don't have any proof that knife was ever even there to begin with.
Hold it!
I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winner, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away. Huh? But if you do find something, that's going to make things awkward for me. This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have find another truth. You're the prosecutor, aren't you? Well, yeah, but, you know. This worthless excuse for a prosecutor. If I'd investigated authority, I would have been sitting on it. Anyway, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have had to authorize it. You know full well that she would do no such thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it. Sorry, darling, but not without that evidence. The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessing on those who lack the proof to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will have to be settled in the courtroom. That's it? We were making so much headway, and then it just suddenly stopped. It's like, oh, I don't want to do it, so I'm just not gonna... What? No, if we get Lagarde the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I've never been this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint, and that means... Even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? Nah. Yeah, well. I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. This must be how my husband feels. Regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. That had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth. I've been interrupted multiple times, and I'm starting to get a bit tired of it. I've got it. Got what exactly? The real weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Canis's knife is. Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. Not at all. If I did not know better, I would say that you were bluffing. Ha! You wound me, Your Honor. I don't know the meaning of the word. This is terrible for my heart. There's no way you could... It's not here, I tell you! Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon? Think, Miles, think. Somewhere not even the police would search. A blind spot in this zoo. A hiding place the warden could be absolutely sure of. A hiding place? No. If you insist, go on, open up, helmet, open. Give me your mouth. Oh, chisel. Did she use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous. Is it? But the more I think about it, how many foolproof ways to evade detection would there be? I'll just spit all over my screen, 1 sec. Mr. Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting? There's the faintest possibility I'm right, but if I'm wrong, we stand to use everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden.
Take that!
Here, in the yard? Indeed. I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more? Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden? Boo-be-doo-be-doo. Open wide. Of course, that's where it must be. What's the matter, detective? Where's the metal detector, sir? It's reacting to the alligator. Say what now? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence. The chisel. Didn't we just figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Canis hid this chisel in the dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in the same way? That's right, the murder weapon hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there. What? No way! We detected the presence of a metallic object during our earlier investigation. Judge Cavell, we need to know what's inside that alligator. Understood. Imagine if she just, gets in the water and just wrestles this alligator. She's actually stupidly strong. Then we will need to summon a veterinarian. Sure, I could get Lil Sweet to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try. Please, by all means. I forgot you were here, to be honest. Warden Lagarde, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess? I have nothing to confess. As you wish, then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed. Sir, we got it. That has to be it. That's a fancy knife, but also weird because it's weirdly going over the sides but has no handguard. What? Okay. It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Bullet Hammer Canis's knife. making you the only person who could have killed Bronco Knight. She just whacks it with her gavel. I'm not the criminal here. This is all Canis' doing. I did the right thing. Knight was a threat. He was Canis' lapdog. Curse that despicable man, Canis. Why did he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? We could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him. He ruined my paradise on Earth. He ruined everything. Curse him. Curse that pitiless butcher and that awful, terrible, despicable man. Curse him. They run. Oh, I knew they were all real. And she's just wearing a prison uniform already. Also, boo-boos. 29th of March, 12:34 p.m. It's literally only been, what, 2 hours? Prosecutor Thwinner, sir! The theft assault has just come back. Thwinner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress. No, he's got a lisp. Don't be mean. The traces of Bronco's Knight's blood were found inside Mr. Canis' knife. It's just like you said, sir. Congratulations on the stunning Dixie. Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting if you like. Yes, sir. Swinner once again. I think we're welling up a little. With rage. Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done. Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I? You did nothing. Shut up and go away. You knew I'd say what? Oh, right. Okay, I know what you mean now. We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight really was working for Mr. Canis. It will be vital to know if Warden Lagarde was simply jumping to conclusions on that front. Huh? Huh? There's a clueless. And then there's you. Oh, well, then I guess we better get back to our investigation. Alright, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner total a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action. Yes, sir. I'm right with you, sir. Can't wait to watch you at work. It's winning time. Oh my god. What is he, 5? I expect this case will cause quite a stir. The attempted murder of a president is news enough, and now his would-be assassin has been murdered. But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place. The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, it is, and you just want to cover it up to cover your own ass or something. In the eyes of both society and the law. How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me, however. As a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in. Being a prosecutor is more about them proving people guilty. That's what I believe. We are all free to believe as we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal gains. Oh, and yet it happens all the time, in this universe and the real one. You know? If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences. What does that even mean? Wait, you're not going to take his... I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Edgeworth. Bye! And then we pushed her under a bus. Oh, wait, no. I was working with the law. I was lawful to do that. Judge Gavelle is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience? Oh, they just let you go that fast? Simeon, you're out. And Monkey. Hi, Regina. I forgot the voice I gave you. Is everything alright? Did you let you out, right? Yeah. And I'm confused about what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go, and that I have Mr. Edgeworth to thank. You sure do. Mr. Edgeworth found out who the real killer is. Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh no! No, I'm so staring at me like that. I'm innocent, I swear. I didn't pull me on the rug from under me now. Stop it, silly. It's true. He saved you. So say thanks already. Okay. And thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me too. Mr. Saint talking directly to me. Small victories, I suppose. What Can I ask just one question, Mr. Attorney? Sure. I'm not exactly an attorney, though. I thought Bronco was my friend. No, my best friend. I trusted him, but now... Well, it's just... I never knew. I never would have believed that he could have hated somebody enough to want to kill them. If I kept someone like that from me, he never really trusted me, did he? That's not true, Simeon. Of course he would trusted you. No, he didn't. If he had, he just have told me. I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps, that he'd have to go and let go of all that stuff. Say thank you to the nice prosecutor guy. Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves I trusted him. The chess set? I'm hoping? I'm assuming it's the chess set. I wish I could save right now so I could be sure. That's the only option. It's the chess set I bought for him. Knight had hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape. What? You mean he was using me? No, he believed in you. He knew you could count on you to bring it in, and that he would never have to be so untrusting as to look inside. Or you would never be so untrusting. I imagine that by not telling you, he's hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in his mess. Oh, Bronco! Why didn't you just tell me? At least you understand now, right, Simeon? A murderer wanted you to get not implicated. Isn't that nice of him? I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. A good night's sleep and he'll probably completely be over this whole thing by tomorrow. That's not as complimentary as you think it is. I'll try. I have to, for Bronco. I have to show him that I've become the best animal trainer out there. That's the spirit. Oh, almost forgot. We're doing a new show. I'd love for you to come, Mr. Edgeworth. Is it going to be the case that we're just following everything along? Like the next case is literally at the circus and someone else dies? The one, the only, the very big circus is back. Lions, tigers, bears, elephant, Maximilian, who still has no shirt. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one. That's right, the very big circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have to loads of fun. That sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go. Well, I'll think about it. Alright, Simeon, we've got to go to some train to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted. What? Regent? The tiger? No, wait, I can't. No. Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat. I can't. You run off. Please, Regina, anything but that, please. Another satisfied customer. Well, that was really something, Smiles. Talk about pulling that out of the bag. I couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gone away. Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place. Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder and you're going to make me blush. Or topple over. I suppose it would be asking too much for you to take this seriously. Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to have an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all. To be an attorney. Gotta say, I had a blast. Remind me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing right there beside me. Been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job. That's good? Bittersweet? I'm not sure. Say, Miles, you ever thought about going into the defense game full time? Excuse me? You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out of there and actually help people. Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Edgeworth is about to switch sides. Why not? Coming over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days. Come on, Mr. Fenny, you know it's not about that. Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I was just asking a perfectly innocent question. No, you weren't. The heck you were. As you got a mean defense team here yourself, Miles. Fender, I'm a prosecutor. Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one, too. I'm serious. Well, I said my piece. You change your mind, you know what to call. I'll be waiting. I knew he was going to do like that. I thought he was going to do like the 2 salute wave as he walks away, but he did just the normal wave. Still cool. Follow in my father's footsteps. Could I really do such a thing? I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad. Even when he was young, he sounded exactly the same. Oh, we get to see his father in all his glory. An attorney like my father. He looks like an actual detective. Me? He looks like a sleuth. The end. Finally, yay! Ah. Yes, I would like to save. Okay, because we didn't do it the last few times, we're going to have a preview of the next one, but not actually start it. So let's have a look. Turnabout Legacy. Is that a pirate ship in the background? Alright, we're only having a preview. Episode 3, Turnabout Legacy. Next time on Investigations 2. Cake Extravaganza. What shall we make today, kids?
Samson
And Judy's Bake and Bake.
Okay. That's cute. Macarons, waffles with cream. Chiffon cakes that are light as a dream. Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you. Look there, look what, where? Over there. I can't do 2 voices. The oven's got something special to share. Now let's see what we've got for you. Okay. It's cooking time. Are you ready to make something special together? We're zooming out. Talk about a blast from the past. He's so young now. Hey, Gregory. I'm going back there tomorrow with your boy. I'm finally gonna find out what happened 18 years ago. Okay. She's so tiny there. Is that a butt? Cherubs and a fountain. Fountain room, Zodiac Hall. And that is where we will leave it. We won't save because we want to see the intro again next time so we can remind ourselves. But we did it! We finally managed to get to the end of it. Of that case. That was fun. So we shall be picking this up on Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be back with more Hades, where we will be continuing where we had left off and pushing to finish it fully. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, obviously, I feel like some of these cases, investigations drag on a bit. Because they're just like, no, we've got to have the guy always try and fight back and make it longer. As long as it's not Kirkus level, I'm probably going to be fine with it. But yeah, we got something fun to look forward to next time when we get this with the weird cake stuff, which is going to be nice. It's going to make me hungry, most likely. Next time on Beyblade. Yeah. But thanks for joining, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed today. As usual, if you have not already, like, follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. And if you like what I do, and want to help me support me. What? If you want to help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips below the description, on my page, wherever else. And if you do become a patron, you get edge to the patron list here, where I give you a shout out of every stream, like I do with Hirokuni and the Swordmaster 37, and Refratron 2000, where I think of the continued support. I greatly appreciate you all. And we point at the warden and make her confess her crimes as her animals run away from her, having found out she's evil. But yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with Hades, and I'll be back with this on Thursday for the cake episode, I guess. But yeah, until next time, y'all take care of the rest of the day. Thanks for joining, and have a nice rest of the day, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye. Bye, Matt the Shirt. Bye, Refratron. Thanks for stopping by and sticking around. It was fun. Always nice to have you. Until next time.